Welcome to yet another video of Central Podcast Entertainment. And oh boy, what a week it's been for wrestling. I mean, we'll get to that later, but for now, we're just going to talk about Raw from last Monday, which usually they take place in England, and they usually do it in London, like sometime after WrestleMania, so it's definitely one of those times, and you actually think it's going to be a good show. Like, you actually think it's going to be a good show because the London crowd is pretty crazy, pretty crazy, which it was.
And it made the show, of course, helped make the show even more watchable, which it was.
Yeah, it was. I wouldn't say it was a bad show. This Raw, it wasn't a bad
It was
Raw.
a solid show.
Yeah, it just wasn't anything special.
Yes.
It was just again one of those Raws where it was just like, yeah, the crowd was great and the show kind of made the show a little bit better, but still nothing special came out of it.
Rivalry, just rivalry progression.
Yeah. So, anyways, what kicked off the show was the Ambrose Asylum. Dean Ambrose apparently making his own show, replacing it with the highlight reel.
Which started last week, but we got Shannon Mack as his second guest.
Yeah, but it just still bugs me that Shane McMahon's in charge, yet he lost at WrestleMania.
I know it doesn't make any sense, but
it still bugs me. Like if Shane was just gonna get control of Raw anyway, why'd you have him lose to the Undertaker? You should have just won if you were just gonna have him get control of Raw anyway.
But it's also interesting how this all started. Vince said, "Okay, you want control of Raw? You want control of Raw? You got it. You just have to have one match, one night." You never say anything about losing or winning, but that was not until later.
I know, but still, how do you do? I might as well just move on.
Yeah, can't question WWE logic.
I don't think there's any more point in questioning this decision anymore. Like, we kind of talked about it for quite a while.
At least 2 weeks.
Yeah. So we brought Shane McMahon on, and Kevin Owens, of course, came out and kind of thought that Shane had a vendetta against him, and then Jericho comes out, Sami Zayn comes out. Shane O'Mac makes matches for Payback where Dean Ambrose takes on Jericho and Sami Zayn will take on Kevin Owens. So, I mean, Ambrose and Jericho, not that much of a rivalry. It was only just because Ambrose took the show away from Jericho.
You mean Shane took the show away from it, but canceled the show and replaced it with Ambrose, so...
Yeah, but he's just rivaling with Dean because he's replacing the Ambrose Asylum he's replacing the highlight reel with Ambrose Asylum.
Yes, but they'll make good chemistry in the ring.
They would. I don't doubt it. But then Shane makes a couple matches. There was and the first match that he made was Sami Zayn and Jericho. That was going to take place right after that segment, and Jericho got the win over Sami Zayn. But it was
Oh.
What were you gonna say?
No, yes, by Codebreaker.
Yeah, but it was a solid match.
Yeah, it was good.
Can't really complain there, except they did the whole thing too, at the main event where it was Ambrose and Kevin Owens, and Dean wins, and it's like I feel like they're building more to Jericho and Ambrose instead of Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn for Payback. Just from that one Raw, because Jericho and Ambrose got a win, and Owens and Zayn did not. And it's like, this isn't like Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn is much more of a rivalry, is a much more rivalry than Jericho and Ambrose.
Yes, I know it's more personal, but
Because unlike Jericho and Ambrose, Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn actually have a story rivalry.
well, that
Like
was
they're
just
best friends now, bitter enemies, going back to NXT and everything.
At least we have one more go home. At least we have the go home Raw tomorrow night, so they can build to that.
I know, but still, like they didn't really, and they didn't really add that much to the story between Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn, like to show how personal this rivalry is.
Maybe they don't. Maybe they just don't have to. Just have to show highlight clips of what happened throughout NXT and so on, and their Ring of Honor days and the Indies, and then that's all you need.
I know, but they could still do it with Raw. Like they could still add stuff to it for Raw.
Oh, definitely.
And they just don't really do that. Like especially they didn't do it here with just like them just switching opponents. Like I don't know.
To wonder if someone in the crowd said to us, or we're just at a live Raw show and at a live showing of Raw, or even at Payback, and then someone says to us, "Oh man, Kevin Owens versus Sami Zayn is it's the second coming of Michaels versus Triple H."
Oh, whoa, okay. Let's not go there.
But the rivalry is so personal. We're friends, now bitter enemies.
Michaels and Triple H was a more personal rivalry than that.
What do you mean?
Because you've seen the matches that they've had.
Yes,
There was not one match where either both of them or at least one of them were not bleeding.
Well, that's a different time. This is a different.
There's still blood in today's WWE, except it's just like it's a rare occurrence.
Yes, but they don't need blood in order to make the story work between Owens and Zayn.
Yeah, not compare, but at least Michaels and Triple H, like each week, they build up their like it was each week on Raw was like a chance to have them build up their story. Like Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn, what have they done since like what have they really done to heat up their rivalry? All they've been in is just matches. Not really that much promo segments between the two. Like, I mean, yeah, you got like Owens taking him out, like taking him out of the Fatal 4-Way, on the Raw after WrestleMania for the number one contender spot, but that's about it.
Also, it kind of seems just to say that more for Zayn than for Owens, that Sami Zayn has been on a losing streak the last few weeks.
I know I think it pretty much all started when like it pretty much started at WrestleMania when he lost in the Intercontinental title ladder match, and
Actually,
then
you mean XC ticket for Dallas?
oh yeah, true. Okay, I guess that's when it started.
So yeah, it's been a few weeks, but hopefully, but Sami Zayn's gonna get his win.
He'll probably get it against Kevin, or I don't know, and probably not against Kevin Owens. Maybe Kevin Owens goes over at Payback.
I'll say Sami Zayn, but
I mean, if that's gonna be like the blow off, then okay, then I guess Sami Zayn. But I don't know. Then we got the semifinals. There was a semifinals match on Raw for the number one contenders tag team tournament. It was Enzo and Cass defeated the Dudleys.
and now they gotta face the Vaudevillains next Payback when it should be on Monday Night Raw.
That I kind of like. That was kind of. I just felt like it was kind of surprising that like now on a WWE pay per view you got two tag teams that just came on the main roster. Now they're immediately like going for a number one contenders tag title match.
Those rising stars.
But I mean, I'm pretty sure Enzo and Cass are gonna get that one.
Yes, and win the tag team titles to finally settle their big payoff because they've never even won tag team gold before
Mm-hmm.
in WWE.
Not the NXT tag titles either, too. What was next? Baron Corbin defeated Fandango. Well, was what it was.
Well, that was a squadron match.
Pretty much. What else happened? Miz TV, I didn't even see that. I didn't even bother seeing that. It ended
Taking shots at Liam Neeson from taking.
Wait, who took shots at who? Miz?
Yes, he took a few quotes from Taken, and Miz made it his own to go against Cesaro.
Ugh, what did he say? I could only imagine.
I think he said something along the lines of that. I will find you. I will beat you at Payback.
Oh boy.
Yeah, you gotta see the segment yourself, but more or less you're not even gonna see it at all.
Probably not, but that ended up in a 6-man tag. Of course, how original by WWE. Go right into a 6-man tag after a promo. And I think it was New Day and Cesaro. It was New Day and Cesaro versus Miz and the League of Nations.
Well, we haven't seen a 6-man tag since WrestleMania, so it's not too bad.
No, not since WrestleMania. I'm sure there was one after. I think there was one after the Raw after WrestleMania.
Okay, so 2 weeks then, 3 weeks.
Or maybe there was one last week. I can't really remember these things.
Well, it's not 2013, late 2013, early 2014.
I'm just blowing right through this. Natalia, Paige, Sasha Banks, and Becky Lynch defeat Naomi, Tamina, Summer Rae, and Charlotte. And Natalia beats Charlotte by making her tap with the sharpshooter. It's like, I mean, it really should be Sasha Banks facing Charlotte. I'm sorry, I know, I know Natalia's obviously Natalia's a talented competitor. She definitely deserves a bigger spot than where she was before, but this is not the time and place to have Natalia challenge for the title. Sasha Banks was the hottest thing going, in the beginning of 2016, and they just undercut her right away after WrestleMania.
It should have been Sasha Banks versus Charlotte to finally have the match off, which originally almost happened at WrestleMania, and have Sasha Banks win the title to make up for WrestleMania. But
I know, I don't even understand.
Well, at least after Payback, it'll definitely make up for WrestleMania. Not completely, but for the most part.
I have a feeling they're just putting Natalia in this spot because of Brett's cancer diagnosis. But
that was 2 months ago, if not a month ago.
I know, but WWE, they'll capitalize on a death or some legend diagnosed with cancer that's someone on the main roster is related to them. They'll do something like that.
That's what's doing it now. It should have been no. Sasha Banks wins the title, then it's Charlotte versus, then Sasha Banks versus Charlotte, then Charlotte loses, then Natalia comes in. That would have been better.
Yeah. And like we said, the Vaudevillains defeated the Usos, and now they're gonna face Enzo and Cass at Payback. Was it Apollo Crews defeated Heath Slater? Well, again, another squadron match. And like we said before, Ambrose, Kevin Owens, Ambrose comes out with the win, and then Jericho attacks him right after the match. I mean, definitely the crowd was obviously it was, they're trying to make it great and everything, but it was still a lackluster Raw. At least for me, at least.
Yes, it all depends on how you see it, but let's see how the go-home show goes until next week.
Yeah. Oh, and I forgot the one promo on Raw. I don't know how I forgot this. The promo where where it was a promo between Roman Reigns and AJ Styles. AJ before he was about to be interviewed before the promo, was reunited with Carl Anderson and Luke Gallows from they're from the Bullet Club. WWE trying to bring everybody, trying to like remind everybody that these guys were in Japan and that they were part of the Bullet Club.
Yes, but just wait until what happens tomorrow night.
Yeah, tomorrow they're in their first match, their first WWE match. I'm surprised they didn't even go. Well, okay, Carl Anderson at least I thought would have gone to NXT because Luke Gallows has already been in WWE. So, but I mean, whatever it is.
No, Mike, that's not what I'm talking about. But I'm not gonna spoil you.
Oh boy, is it a spoiler?
Yes, but I'm not gonna spoil you.
Okay.
That's not what I was talking about when I said I can't wait till tomorrow. But you'll find out on Raw.
Oh boy. All right. Yeah. So anyway, they had a promo between Roman Reigns and AJ Styles. Kind of a okay promo. Not really much to hype me up for this match, and I thought, that was it. I don't know what else they would do that would make me buy into this main event. And then they got the whole thing where Luke Gallows and Carl Anderson come up from behind and attack Roman Reigns, and then it's like AJ's like, "What are you guys doing? Like, I didn't tell you to do this." And Roman Reigns is coming up to him and be like, "Why you have your boys come out and jump me?" And AJ's like, "Hey, I didn't do this. I didn't tell them to do this. I don't need their help. I want this one-on-one."
It was like, I was gonna say no. Please don't turn AJ Styles heel. I don't want to see it. Like,
I honestly don't want to see this either. I mean, but WWE, but you got to be honest, WWE would do that. They would do that. They're like, oh, everybody loves AJ Styles. We might as well turn him heel. Like, oh God. Of course, because they would go against the grain so much, and like they would just turn AJ heel. Like, oh no, I don't even want to think of that. Don't even try and turn AJ heel.
Yeah, but someone else might turn heel on that night. But
well, I kind of figured I know who you're talking about.
Oh, who?
Obviously, there's rumors. I wouldn't be surprised if it happened right now. There's rumors that probably at Payback, Finn Balor comes on the main roster and he joins Carl Anderson and Luke Gallows since Finn Balor was the original founder of the Bullet Club.
Yeah, I won't be surprised if that actually happens. Even though it'll be exciting, but then again,
yeah. I mean, especially with what happened recently with Balor. Obviously, we all know why everybody's speculating that. Because apparently, at a live event, untelevised in Lowell, Massachusetts, I think it was, Samoa Joe beat Finn Balor for the title. I found this out while I was just like looking on Twitter. I was just looking on Twitter, and then like I see like, congratulations Samoa Joe for winning the NXT title. Or somebody tweeted out like, congratulations Samoa Joe winning the NXT belt. I'm like, what? Did I miss something? Was there an NXT show that I like missed? Was there like was there a little special that I wasn't aware of? So like I looked and it was like untelevised. I'm like,
anything can happen in WWE.
Why would you do this at an untelevised event? That really pissed me off too. Like, why would you do that? Like, what I don't understand is Takeover was like what, 3 weeks ago? Like 2 weeks ago. Why didn't you have Joe? Why'd you have Joe win the belt here? Why didn't you have Joe win the belt at Takeover? If 2 weeks later at an untelevised show, he was gonna win it there.
It's something different. I don't mind it, as long as we get to see the match.
I know, but not everybody's gonna see this. Like, that's not even fair. Ugh. Like, it would be good if, like, you actually show this on the network. Like, you're just gonna show it at an untelevised event.
Well, it is what it is.
I honestly, like, I know everybody's gonna have different opinions of, like, oh, this is great and everything. But, like, I'm just not a fan of title changing at a house show. I'm just not a fan of it. I just don't think it's right. That's just me, though. Everybody's entitled to their own opinion, but I don't like when they just change hands out of nowhere during a house show.
Well, it is what it is.
If anything, if anything, they could have just done it at an NXT TV taping or the next NXT show. But I mean, it is what it is. But I mean, congratulations to Samoa Joe anyway. I knew eventually he was going to get that belt. And I was just surprised, like, since he was in, I was surprised, like, I figured they'd, like, not really treat him as right since he's a TNA guy. Especially with what they did with Sting, and especially not giving AJ Styles a WrestleMania win. You know. But they gave Samoa Joe the NXT belt, and he definitely deserves it.